All right, y'all. Here I am at 2 a.m. writing in my little novel. I go to Threads because I'm just looking for a mental break. And the first thing I see is this woman who is selling a romance novel. And it's clearly written with AI. And so are the images. But I just want to talk about it because it's so like, girl, you can't. You can't. You cannot. So this is the account, right? This account seems very aesthetic. It's doing Instagram 2014 be an aesthetic. I'm not even gonna read any of these, but at the top is the hot shit. All right. So it's saying convincing you to read my book. This is what we gotta read right here. I'll show you guys the art in a second. Well, the images. I'll show you guys the images in a second. But let's get to it. Let's look. Convincing you to read my book. And it's it's such fucking AI shit too. Look. Evil novel. It says right here something evil novel. Anyway. For the boys' history called... What? For the boys' history called men. For the men who were never given a choice. And for those who dared to change. Even when it cost them everything. Bruh. No. You just... Okay. That's... And then here's the other one. Where it's like showing the background where it's like World War II type shit. And she goes from an unedited first draft. And here it says, oh, this is worse. This is worse. I'm a soldier now, trained for violence, rewarded for cruelty. And somewhere along the way, the boy who wanted to be a teacher disappeared beneath the blood. No, they don't. Nobody talks like that. They don't. Nobody actually. Can you listen? Let's LARP. Let's LARP here. Do you think a World War II young man would say that fucking line from World? That is like some video game shit. That is literally some JRPG shit. That is not. This bitch didn't write this. Okay, so now we gotta look at the images. So we have this person. Y'all, I am so tired of white women. And it shows like this image here. And then below it says, they're finally making their way out of my head and onto your feed. Meet my babies. I know AI art isn't everyone's thing. And honestly, I'd rather be commissioning artists too. It's just not something I can afford right now. And I really wanted to share my characters with you. Hopefully one day I'll be able to have them painted by a real artist. Until then, this is what I've got. I hope you love them anyway. Girl, no. Girl, no. And then she's like, the inspiration was All the Light We Cannot See, Daniel Craig's Defiance, The Chronicles of fucking Narnia. I don't even know why that's on there. It's because it's a World War II thing with children, and it goes, Where Hands Touch, A Boy Trained for Evil, A Girl Who Lost Everything, and a story about redemption, resistance, betrayal, and the cost of choosing what's right. Historical fiction. And then another POV, you're moving, living in a trailer, and somehow still writing a novel. Bitch, get out of here. Oh no, right here. So, someone's like, y'all, what the fuck is Dramoni? Y'all keep saying it. And if you don't know what it is, it's pairing Hermione and Draco. Now I'm going to talk about this Hermione and Draco real quick. I never paired them because, well, as a person of color, like having somebody say things about your skin color or things about you because of your race is not hot. It is not hot. And the times I've experienced it has made it like, I would have never been like, yes, that is why I would like Draco and Hermione to be together. Like I see the appeal, because it is an idea of enemies to lovers, but so is Harry and Draco enemies to lovers. But the twist about enemies to lovers with Hermione is there's like a huge gap because Draco's racist. So it's like, I don't even know why anyone would want to put that together. But it is such a hot couple to put together and then put it on the page as like, you know, like people ship them until their death, I swear. It's like, a lot of people who write enemies to lovers are using that as the build. They use that as the build. because, Hermione punches him and she has all these little smart quips and you know what I mean? Like, and Draco's a pussy. So anyway, we're going to get back to this. Some of these comments though. I'm Kiss My Dog White, not Jewish Nazi romance white. Positive that the author of her novel is Chad. Of course. This is gross, and people didn't survive the show for this bullshit to be published. Is that a concentration camp romance featuring literal Nazis? We need to gatekeep writing and publishing again. As someone who has lost over 75 members of my family to the Holocaust, I'm speechless. It's disgusting. If someone is using AI in their art, I am sure that they're using AI in their writing too, which is really sad. I know AI art isn't for everyone. Girl, the AI is not even in the realm of being the biggest problem here. The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch. That's a goodie. I always love that one. Using your own profile to boost engagement on your professional page is loser behavior. Wait, what is it? No, I have no interest in reading your book, romanticizing and making aesthetics of mass murdering of my ancestors. Thanks. Is this AI, or do you only use that for some of your stuff? And someone's like, replies to this here. What? What is she doing? I don't understand. Using your own profile to boost engagement on your professional page. What does that mean? Okay. I don't even know what that means, so I'm just gonna, whatever. I'm sorry I'm black, so this isn't my business, but is this setting World War II? Is this setting a World War II concentration camp? Is it? This is deleted now. Girl, at this point, this is everyone's business. Oh my god. Using AI for your Nazi love story is certainly a choice that I expect from someone writing a Nazi love story. This is horrible. How the fuck does Narnia inspire Nazi dark romance? It gets worse. She has a post for the aesthetic in case you need help imagining. If I had to see it, you have to see it too. Let's see. Oh, that's what the fucking eye is for? Is it still on this page? Oh, it's not. Okay, so it's not. Oh, God. So that's the main character. And then the love interest is this. It's always the girls with freckles, ain't it? Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. Look at this. The aesthetic. This is... Train tracks are an aesthetic? Freaking soldiers kicking in a door is an aesthetic? Bro. There's no way you're gonna even, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna do the thing that everybody hates that I'm gonna do. Hold on. We're gonna go into a tangent, okay? Listen. I'm going to attempt to have a nuanced position on this, as I always do, because I'm like, what if someone wanted to write this for real? Like, for realsies. I would not, if, I try to think if I did it, what would I do? First, I don't even know if I could call it a dark romance. I would feel bad calling it a dark romance because it's going to have terrible things in it. And I would maybe watch or read some Holocaust books, which I have read plenty. And if I was going to write something like this, I think I would like to write it as what if Anne Frank made it out alive kind of thing. Where she did whatever she, I saw, I don't remember the movie, but it was called Persian Lies or something like that, where a guy was taken into a concentration camp, even though he wasn't one of them, but they assumed that he was, and he pretended that he knew Persian so that he could get, so he had this unique thing, and it just so happens that one of the SS soldiers wanted to also learn Persian. So he pretended to know Persian and made up a made-up language so that he could survive in the camp. And then, they were talking in Persian because the only reference he had was the book that he brought with him. The guy had to believe him, right? The Nazi guy had to believe him. And the best part of the story was that he was manipulated all along because they escaped to, right? The guy let the Nazi guy let the language guy escape because he knew like that they had kind of had become friends, right? And the guy just left. He just ran into the woods and ran away, and the guy let him run. But then when he thought that he had known Persian, the Nazi guy, he went to Persia or whatever. No, it's not Persia. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what it is right now. Okay, I'm not looking it up. We're just talking about it. He went where they speak Persian, and he found out that when he was speaking, that he not only could he not understand people, but the language that he was speaking was completely made up. And he realized how fucking dumb he was. And that was actually the whole, like, it was empowerment from the person who was underprivileged. So, like, I could see if, like, I don't want to call it a dark romance, but if you were going to add romance in it, if you use, like, a girl who wanted to escape and she was incredibly beautiful and she used all these men and they all thought that she was like in love with them or whatever, and she used this as her escape route, like, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I think I don't think I don't know, I'm just throwing a nuanced idea that probably has already been done at some point, but I think that I am not a historical fictional writer. I know that me personally, I could not do that story justice because I am not that person. I would never dare, under any circumstances, think that I could never tell that story. That is not for me. That is maybe for someone who is Jewish, who decides that they want to write that. You know what I mean? That is for someone who is very familiar with writing historical fiction and seeing this person of writers and readers. I believe that she is completely insane. She's completely that's a completely insane take to, like, it boggles my mind. It literally is insane to me. Like, and I am cool as a cucumber most times, but this is actually crazy. Like, I had a video, I think last year, where I talked about how they had an AI that was made after Anne Frank and how disrespectful that was to her memory because it would hallucinate and it would say things that it probably shouldn't say. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments on what this is, because this is like, she's writing an AI book of a Nazi and Jewish girl concentration camp romance. It's literally crazy. Okay, so we're gonna see this last image, and that's and I already showed that one. So, oh god, and it was a YA book, girl. I knew that there was gonna be comments on here. I love books, but my people were killed in. Oh, I can't even say that. And I want no arc sympathetic to those monsters. You're not my people. Disrespectfully, even if this wasn't a Nazi romance, which it is, we can see that plainly by your marketing garbage. You clearly do not have enough writing or research skills. Pinterest mood boards on World War II and Nazi aesthetic don't count as research. To tackle writing about this is exactly what I was saying, about this period of history with the seriousness it demands, let alone trying to tackle a redemption arc for a character engaged in the worst kind of evil. You know who I'm thinking about, guys? Oh, it's Shandiver, and it's a Conqueror, whatever the fuck. You know, the book where he literally is like, Hitler is my main character and we're gonna redeem him. Anytime I can just take a little bat at the ball of Shandiversity, I gotta take it. I'm sorry, I gotta take it. So it says here, such an arc isn't possible given that the SS soldiers willingly committed atrocities and have no shred of humanity. But even if we were tackling a young soldier who could become disillusioned with the regime and leaves, you are not a skilled enough writer. AI isn't writing to tackle the subject matter. To put it bluntly, you aren't talented. Your book concept is disgusting, and if you were a true writer, which you are not, your research would have immediately told you what a terrible fucking idea this is. Whew, Lord. And then we have, like, girl, listen, come on. What's also weird as romanticizing a genocide is the fact that the creator is for sure reading the comments explaining why this is wrong, but they're only acknowledging the very few comments praising this weird plot. And then literally right under it someone's like, bring on the trauma. And that's who she replies to. And she goes, oh, it's coming. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Hee hee. Oh my God. So she actually made like a video with the aesthetic. It's so bad, y'all. We're going to have to look at this. I'm not going to play the music. She should have known better. Like, you got to be out of your damn mind, girl. Out of your damn mind. What were you thinking? Okay, and of course, because she is dumb, because she's dumb, she made a statement. And listen here, before we read it, please go and subscribe to me, damn it. And go to my Patreon so you guys can see videos that I don't put out on this channel for a minute. Also join Nemisphere. I'll put it all in the comment so you guys don't fucking forget. Okay, so let's go. We're gonna zoom in so you guys can also read with me. I've spent the last day reading through your comments. No, this bitch didn't. Some of them were really hard to read, and some of them are really angry. Some came from people who shared personal stories and explained why this subject matters so deeply to them. To those who took the time to speak respectfully, even if you disagree with me, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I understand why my last post upset so many people. You fucking think? You dumb bitch. You think? My God. I got caught up in finally being able to... Shut up, dude. Shut the fuck up. I can't even... This fucking audacity. I got caught up in finally being able to share my project. I've spent... No, you haven't spent years writing. You have not. You're a lying sack of shit. I could... Oh, God. I could feel the lies. No, you have not been writing this book for fucking years. You came up with the idea. You know what I think? I think that she came up with the idea when she generated the images. And then she had a little bit written from ChatGPT, and she had a vague idea, and she's in the editing process. That's what I think. She had AI generate it, and then she's going through it. So it's already done. This bitch is going to put that shit out. That's what I think. I think that the rest of her post has... I have not seen anything to do with her possibly sharing that she was writing something like that. I got caught up in finally being able to share a project I've spent years writing, and I posted character art before I actually explained what the book was about. Looking back, I wish I had done that differently. One image can't tell the story I wrote, and I can understand why people made assumptions like that. I've seen a lot of people calling my novel a Nazi romance or a dark romance. It isn't. This is a historical novel set during the Holocaust. The story is told mainly through the eyes of a young German who has grown up believing the propaganda. The point of the story isn't to justify or glorify those beliefs. It's about what happens when someone who's been taught hatred is forced to face the truth, and how propaganda, fear... Okay. All right. I know she put this through ChatGPT, but I'm going to say something quickly about another book. All right. There was a controversy about the book called The Black Witch, because in the universe that she created, it made it so that the main character was racist and all the bad things. She had issues with all the things. And she was like stupid and secluded. And she learned over time that the way that she was thinking was wrong, and she changed for the better, right? A lot of people thought that even touching the topic is stupid. I don't believe that. I believe that you can touch these topics, but I do not believe that she can touch this topic this way. Anyway, and prejudice can destroy people and their humanity. Yes, there is a relationship between two characters, but it isn't the focus of the novel, and it isn't what the book is about. But that is literally what you showed. You literally showed the two characters. The story is about war, resistance, courage, moral conflict, and the terrible human cost of evil. The relationship is only one part of a much bigger... I do not believe you. I just don't fucking believe you. I believe that you put this into ChatGPT. You said, ChatGPT, everyone's mad. ChatGPT, everyone's mad at me. What do? I have a World War II book, and it has like a Nazi and a Jewish girl being together. What do? I gotta put out a statement, and ChatGPT is like, yo fam, I got you. And it's like, Bro, just say that you're going to be respectful. Get the fuck out of here, girl. I would never want to romanticize Nazis. You literally fucking did it with the Pinterest board, girl. Or minimize the suffering of the Holocaust victims. There's no way she read one Holocaust book. The Holocaust is one of the greatest atrocities in human history, and I've tried to approach writing about it with humility and respect. Humility and respect. You used Pinterest boards. You made an aesthetic board. And you used AI to make the images of the girl looking back at the guy and the guy looking down at the girl with the imagery. You're out of your... Bitch, you're out of your mind. Get out of here. I know some people won't agree with the idea of my novel, and I respect that. I'm not asking everyone to like it. I only hope people will understand what the story is actually about before deciding what it represents. Oh no, don't bring this up. Come on. As a Christian, I believe stories can explore the reality of evil while still pointing towards truth, hope, redemption, and the value of every human life. Can you stab me in the eyes so I never have to see sentences like this ever again? That has always been in my heart while writing this book. Thank you again for everyone who has taken the time to share their thoughts respectfully, whether you agree with me or not. And there's a little bit of thing right here where it says, it's literally one white woman and we don't claim nor approve of her behavior. Only a fucking degenerate or a total idiot with no knowledge of history would ever think this is okay, Jesus Christ. Except it's not only one white woman. This happens regularly. Every time it does, y'all come talking about how it's one person and y'all don't claim them. How do you think this keeps happening? And someone goes, sorry, but making it about an entire race is weird. Based on her profile, I see that she's from Canada. Not sure how the culture grew up with handles the education about the Holocaust, but someone who actually grew up in a country that used to be under occupation, those city synagogue was burned down, whose ancestors and their neighbors were likely exed by them. And the culture and education I received never encourages this sort of behavior. And somebody goes, your singular experience does not negate the fact that this kind of behavior is endemic amongst white women globally. Whether or not you see it or acknowledge it is entirely irrelevant. Isn't the story supposed to be about a bad guy changing because of a good girl kind of story? I mean, that's what I get out of the author's caption. We used to regulate this stuff to fanfiction.net, not make actual novels. And I just kind of wanted to go over more comments because the comments are the best. Honestly, the comments are the best part. Seeing people shit on someone who has a real bad idea is my favorite. As a German, I invite you to come visit the country. We can go visit a former concentration camp together. Seeing the places where those atrocities happened, hearing survivor stories will hopefully help you understand there's nothing romantic about this. Yeah, as a German, I second this. Come visit us. See firsthand what's glamorized here. Another German here, I third this. Come and see what happened and question if you really want to write a dark romance story about it, because there's nothing romantic about it. Exactly this. As someone from Belgium, I absolutely agree. This is disgusting and disrespectful. As a German, I can only say thank you for standing up. Maybe the author should do that. I mean, research is very important for writing, for the plot mostly. Someone's like, I don't think she cares at this point. I know the author personally. I could tell you that you are a mistake. Who's this person? Joel. Listen, Joel. Your bitch is wrong, okay? If you're her personal friend, tell her don't do this shit. Change that shit. Make it a 1940s romance and take all that other shit out of it. You don't need none of that. She has spent years studying the Holocaust, and it's not just writing a dark romance or making light of one of the world's greatest tragedies. There's many great stories, both true and fictional, on this topic. I can't wait. Shut up, Joel. Are you even real? I don't even know if you're real. You're probably real. Even if this is true, all of this is just even more disturbing. I'm not even talking about the book itself. She is making aesthetic videos about genocide, centering a SS soldier as a love interest, tone deaf to historical facts. This is not tolerable. The genocide of my people is an aesthetic hope that helps. Jesus. Who, Lord, let's romanticize millions of people and children Xing just for the fun of it. Let me guess, you're from the US. They're Canadian. Is that worse? I don't know if it's worse. I hope no one will read this. Let's see what the comments are on this one. Oh, she's got quite a bit. I would never romanticize Nazism. You say while making SS soldier mood boards. You cannot make this shit up. As a historian from Germany, I not only suggest and absolutely demand that you take a trip to Germany and Poland and visit, I can't say that word, Auschwitz or similar, and then afterwards decide if your male protagonist is redeemable. And while you're at it, I ask you to research the, listen, I know I got some German people. Y'all come at me. I'm going to try to say this. Akation T4. Mind you, an SS officer is someone who actively applied for that role. They weren't just a typical soldier, but someone who identified with the ideology and chose to join the SS because they believed what it stood for. Exactly. Girl, we're not doing that. Sometimes to tell a story to the right way, you have to step into dark places, not glorify, not enjoy, but to show something that might seem uncomfortable. It's important for historical... Is this person... Who is this person? I know you ain't talking. It's important for historical fiction not to dilute the reality, and it sounds like your story is about very deep things in a horrible time. Some people aren't going to like that, and that's okay. You didn't write for them. To quote Mark Twain, censorship is telling a man he can't have a steak because a baby can't chew it. Oh, girl. I get it. You write the dark romance. You're like, do whatever you want. Fuck it. It's, to me, it's giving insensitive to the actual thing. And I know that there's always that, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. Fuck it, I'm going to do it. I know, but it's really stupid and it's really dumb. And I don't even know how many images she generated. She had to generate a few to get that. Because that's ChatGPT too, that ugly ass shit. I just don't know, man. I want to know what you guys think about this, because this is fucking... Whoo, Lord. I did not... Listen, I did not expect to see that as I was trolloping along on Threads. It's been a minute since I did a video on Twitter. Something happening on Twitter. All the bullshit's on Threads now. People doing some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Goddamn. Alright, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.